Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Find somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Good evening, everybody. Good morning and good afternoon, and welcome to the Pascal Show. I really do appreciate you guys for coming in and being a part of this conversation. Again, I told you guys that I would be on later on today to address and talk about this specific topic, or to talk about a topic, actually. I didn't say what topic I was going to be talking about specifically, but I said this was going to be a topic that's very, very important. We've talked about this before, but now we're seeing these things happen. We're seeing this happen more often than not. And unfortunately, it is a story that we need to talk about. It's a story that we need to bring to light. And it is a conversation that our schools need to have with the parents, period. And I'll explain here in just a minute what I mean by that. Okay, because I'm not trying to sit here and say it's all the school's fault or anything of that sort, but there is a lot of dialogue, there's a lot of conversation, there's a lot of communication that needs to happen between parents and schools, and being proactive for our children. Let's keep it real. The lack of work, desire to help young ones, our young ones, our futures, is astounding. It's astounding, guys. So we got to talk about this story. So I appreciate you guys for being here, because it is a conversation that needs to happen. Again, you see the title down below. This was an 11-year-old this was a little girl. And what's wild is the information that we have. She was trying to reach out. She was trying to find help. She was trying to do something. And allegedly, this school did not listen at all. At all. So please do me a favor, because this is a story that it's not really out there. It's not really out there, and it should be. So do me a favor, okay? Hit that like button. Come on in. Be a part of this conversation, because this conversation needs to happen. We need to bring more awareness to these kinds of stories. And this family deserves some sort of justice. What that is, I don't know. But I really do think that this particular school has a lot of explaining to do. I will say that. But please hit that like button down below. It helps this story get out. This story does need to get out. Share this video, whatever you need to do to spread the word. We need to bring more awareness to these kinds of things, because we got our kids out here that are really hurting, and they deserve the help as much as we can give it to them. This should not be happening to our little ones, period. Okay, off my soapbox, okay? That is just important information. Please do me that favor. And of course, please do not forget to hit that subscribe button, okay? That would be greatly appreciated as well. I talk about everything on this channel, on this show. We talk about things that are going on in the world, okay? And this happens to be something that really, really matters. Hit that notification bell as well. After you hit that subscribe button, make sure it is hit to all. Set it to all so you know whenever I go live or whenever I throw up a pop-up video, which are random every day, okay? That would be greatly appreciated. And of course, if you're interested in supporting the channel, hit that join button down below. Become a family member. That would really mean a lot. It keeps these purple lights on, okay, guys? That would really mean the world to me, okay? But anyway, after all that stuff, we got to get into it, okay, guys? And this is, as you guys, I'm seeing the comments, I'm seeing what you guys are saying. Michelle CD just saw this, so sad. But and what's so sad is that this is a true story. This isn't something that we're seeing in a movie. This ain't no TV show. This is real life, y'all. So yeah, hell yeah, this is sad. Damn right, this is sad. But this also should infuriate you because we have a young, beautiful girl. Let me show you. This young, beautiful girl had her whole life ahead of her. And now a mother, a grieving mother, is out here fighting for answers. And I hope to God she gets those answers. But a grieving mother is trying to figure out what the heck happened here. And why wasn't there any action towards helping this little girl? Felicia loalbo-melendez, 11 years old. I wanted to share this photo with you guys because I just want this to sink in. Because maybe this will motivate you guys to put this word out. Share this on Twitter or on your social medias, wherever you guys are watching this show. Share the story. Bring awareness to this need of actual people that are saying, I need help, that are saying that they're being messed with at school, that they're going through some tough times. And what you're gonna hear in a little bit is gonna shock you. This young girl was hurting. This young girl was hurting more than just being bullied. She was going through some things, guys. And this school ignored it. This whole school ignored it. I got to throw in allegedly. Okay? So I want to tell you guys, first off, there's a lot of words that I'm going to be using code words for. So this might be a little sticky. This show might be a little sticky. Okay? But I will tell you, full warning, there will be T-dubs, trigger warning, throughout this entire show. But I think that we all need to know, and I feel like I've said it a million times on this show, that if you yourself are going through some hard times, you yourself are hurting and need someone to speak to, there is the National Prevention Hotline, okay, that you can call if you feel that you cannot reach out and speak to someone that you love. If you feel that you're alone, there is someone out there that will listen to you. So I just want to make sure that's abundantly clear. And yes, I was going to type that in, but Mary P, thank you so much. Okay. 988. It's a very simple number to remember. If you're in America, that is. Very simple number to remember. But I just want you guys to know, you're not alone. I'm here too. We are all here as a family watching this show together. So I just want to let you guys know, because the information here is pretty, it gets a little graphic, even in just the titles alone. And I will be using code words. So just a full-on warning about that. But you will be reading it with me, okay? Fair warning on all that, okay? So let's take a look at this article and this title. So, of course, a mom of bullied New Jersey girl, okay, Felicia, who was only 11 years old. She suspended herself in the school bathroom with a scarf. Demands to see the footage proving that she actually did this to herself. And reveals her daughter wanted to go to class that day. There are a lot of questions about this. But let's get into this article. Again, I'm going to be using a lot of code words, guys. Okay? I'm going to be using a lot of code words. Okay? And yes, Empress Infinite, This news is so heartbreaking. And yes, she was only a little baby. So let's get into this, okay? This one just hurts my heart, but let's continue. Let's talk about it, okay? The mother of bullied 11-year-old who suspended herself with a scarf in a school bathroom has demanded to see footage proving she did this to herself and has revealed her daughter wanted to go to class that day. Heartbroken, Elena loalbo hasn't received closure for her daughter Felicia. When this happened on February 8th, and of course she passed 2 days after she was found by another student in a closed stall at FW Holbein School in New Jersey on February 6th. Investigators ruled Felicia's demise was caused by complications of S. Again, code words. 11 years old, guys. Her mother has waited nearly 2 months to see the video evidence. Felicia was alone when she passed, and prosecutors declined to comment on whether they are investigating the 11-year-old's bullies who allegedly told her to do this to herself. Speaking to Daily Mail, the article we're reading right now, Elena, the mother, couldn't hold back tears as she revealed the last conversation she had with her daughter on February 6th, when she says her daughter was eager to go to school to participate in a play. Now, let me before we continue, I just want you guys to see the photo one more time of this family, okay? And of this 11-year-old girl. You got kids in this school telling her to do something to herself that no one should be saying to this little girl, to any student. Why? Like, as much as we are worried about our kids dodging bullets, which is obviously a very big, serious thing, these mass tragedies, these kids are even lethal with their words. This is an 11-year-old girl, y'all. 11. And some of these kids in class ain't got no class. They're even telling her, and this is happening in other schools too. Let's not forget, might I remind you of what happened to Adriana Kuch. Remember Adriana? Young girl, 14 years old, was attacked in the hallways of her high school, minding her own business, jumped. They filmed it. I'm assuming you guys all remember this because I talked about this in a live. Spread it all over the place. It went viral. All she's getting is people making fun of her, sending her all types of angry and rude comments, DMs, etc., to the point where she does something to herself as well because she couldn't handle the bullying anymore. And there was no one out there to stop this ish from happening. And that very high school had already a history of doing this BS too. And what did they do? They did nothing. They just let it keep riding out until this young girl lost her life. 14 here, by the way. Going back to this. Look at that kid. Look at that kid, you know? And apparently, this school allegedly didn't do a damn thing too. Can you believe that ish? Actually, now I believe it because we see this happening everywhere. Schools just letting things slide by, not getting active. But let me continue. She said, the mother said, I never in a million years would have thought that that day would have turned out the way that it did. This is what she said to Daily Mail. I wanted her to stay home. I wanted her to go get our nails done. And she came into my room that morning kissing me goodbye. We had plans for her to stay home. And she said, "No, Mom, I missed too much school. I want to go and be in the play today." She had a part in a play. I said, "Okay, I love you." I kissed her. I asked her to take out the recycling, and she skipped to school. It was a day like no other. Without seeing the evidence for herself that Felicia did this to herself, the grieving mother believes it's possible someone else may have been involved in her demise, in her daughter's demise. An autopsy performed by the Philadelphia Medical Examiner's Office concluded that the manner of death was S, and the cause of demise was determined to be complications from being suspended, according to the Burlington County Prosecutor's Office that wrote this in a press release. An investigation into the student's demise by the Burlington County Prosecutor's Office, which included a review of the school's surveillance cameras, determined that she was alone in the restroom when this tragic action occurred. So they went and they reviewed the surveillance cameras. But my question is, why haven't you let the mother see it if the mother's sitting here going, "I want to know what's going on and I want to know the truth. I want to see proof positive that my daughter walked into that bathroom alone and no one came out after she walked in." And I'm wondering what's up with that too. But they say, according to Burlington County, the Burlington County Prosecutor's Office, they say no foul play was involved in her passing. Elena told the Daily Mail about her daughter's ongoing battle with bullying that she said had failed to be addressed by the school. According to Elena, Felicia regularly saw the school's guidance counselor and a private therapist to grieve through the death of her New Jersey police investigator father, Alex Melendez, who died of pancreatic cancer in January. Let me tell you something. That alone should have you watching this little girl like a hawk, making sure that she's okay. Not only was she getting bullied, but her father died a week before, guys. Her father, real talk, died a week before. Just showing you this article or this title. Bullied New Jersey girl, 11, dies by S in school bathroom a week after her father loses his battle to cancer. She's also getting bullied at the same time while she goes to this school, and she's grieving. So she's in a very, very bad mental place. But no, this school does nothing to address the problems. According to the mother, they failed. As I showed you here, they failed to address any of the bullying issues. The school had failed to do any of that. But she was still seeing the guidance counselor, and she was also going off and seeing a private therapist to deal with the grief of losing her father. Elena said, the mother, said that her daughter's private therapist and good cancer community helped her deal with the loss. A week before Felicia's death, the girl had emailed her school counselor telling them that she was being bullied and the school was breaking laws by not addressing it, Elena claims. So the girl emailed, this is a smart kid. Can I just say that really quick? This is a very, very smart kid. 11 years old, and she's emailing her school counselor telling them that they're breaking laws for not addressing this, for not getting active, for not protecting one of their own students that are being bullied out here? This is a smart kid. There's more to it too, by the way, that even shows even more of her intelligence, which is amazing. But continuing, but the counselor allegedly responded by calling the mom, Elena, to reprimand her and to tell the middle schooler to watch her language, she claims. So the Daily Mail, of course, reached out to the school for comment to their response on the incident. The same day, Felicia saw her therapist and was evaluated per school counselor's request. I had my daughter psychologically evaluated that afternoon, and she was found to be of sound mind and have no self-harm to herself. Elena added that the school officials didn't address her daughter's concerns the next day. The school did nothing. This is what she said. The school did nothing. The school didn't question her nor any of the bullies, and they failed. The school didn't immediately respond, of course they didn't, to Daily Mail for comment on this issue. And there she is again. And this is her holding her daughter's hand in the hospital because she was fighting for her life for 2 days after they found her in the bathroom of her school. Elena didn't enclose the specifics of how her daughter was tormented, but said school staff failed to call her anytime there was physical, emotional, mental, or verbal abuse. She added Felicia was often pushed around and was once told to, they use my code words, unalive herself. They were telling her to do this to herself. They called her all kinds of derogatory names, put gum in her hair, stole from her. They happened in the halls, in the classrooms, on school trips. Teachers were present, staff were present. No emails, no phone calls were ever made to me in reference to them. The only reason I ever knew about any of them was because my daughter came home and told me about them. Apparently the mother confronted school officials in person about her daughter's struggles because she knew she wouldn't receive the same response over email. Of course not. Of course not. Sometimes you got to be aggressive, right? Get in those people's faces and go, hey, this is what you're doing to my daughter. Y'all letting this stuff slide and I ain't cool with this. Sup with that. You said in an email, they're gonna put in all the jargon and the bull crap out here, all the crap, right? All the administrative keywords and phrases that they can use to maneuver their way around this. But if you see them if you talk to them right to their face, they can't give you that administrative crap. You can see their true colors right there. In December, she recalled sitting down with the school principal to discuss moving Felicia to different classrooms. When the school was supported to make the move for the 11-year-old, they never did, according to Elena. I did go as far as calling other families and speaking to them in reference to their children's bullying. Obviously, none of that helped the situation. She also encouraged her daughter to stand up for herself and to be an advocate. I encouraged my daughter to take Krav Maga, a form of martial arts. Right on, girl. Love me some Krav Maga. I encouraged her to verbally stand up for herself and advocate for herself. Obviously, that's why she sent the emails that she did to advocate for herself. And what's really sad about this, let's be real, just a quick break from the article. What's really sad about this is she shouldn't have to do that. It's the teachers, it's the staff that are witnessing these things, that are witnessing these moments of being bullied. They are responsible for being an advocate and being a protector of these children. But the fact that she's not getting that kind of protection, and the fact that she has to send out emails, is absolutely insane. An 11-year-old has to fight and fend for herself against a school that apparently doesn't give two dams about this little girl. They bullied her in classrooms. When they were on school trips, they would mess with her. They would physically accost her. They would put gum in her hair. They even told her to just do the unthinkable to herself. And these teachers, this staff, the administration did nothing. This kind of stuff, she shouldn't have to be doing this. She shouldn't have had to do this. Calling her derogatory names, all that stuff. Despite the bullying, Elena felt like her daughter was getting through the hard parts of life. Felicia was actively involved in school and participated in band, which we just saw some of those photos, passing through. She wanted to go to the Philharmonic in New York City because that was something that they had worked so hard for. She thought that her school friends and her tribe were people that helped her through these moments. And she reached out to them. She felt like she was getting through all these moments the way that she was supposed to. And I feel the same way. Elena told that added that after a close look at Felicia's phone, there were no signs she wanted to do this to herself. Left with several unanswered questions, Elena explained how she eventually wants to move on and focus on building Felicia's anti-bullying legacy in what she would call Felicia's fingerprints. So one thing that I thought was pretty damn amazing is this next part here. So after a month before her demise, a month before she was found in that bathroom, Felicia wrote a letter to the school officials to propose a trauma club to provide a safe space for students to unwind. I was watching TV and thinking about the things in my life that happened to me, and I got a great idea. Instead of drama club, it would be a trauma club. I would help and provide as much as I can. This is what Felicia put into an email. This is an 11-year-old girl. I need to say this. This is an 11-year-old girl, and she's coming up with these kind of concepts. And also, let me just say this. One, this to me shows that she is going through some things. She's looking for a place, a sanctuary in which she can speak about her grievances, the things that she's going through, and knowing that there are other students that are going through things as well. Not only is she grieving, but she's also dealing with being bullied in school every day that she goes into that school. This to me shows a little bit of a cry of help. But this also shows to me that, one, she's amazingly smart. This is an incredibly smart girl. Imagine if she was still here and she grew up. Man, I would have loved to see the kind of woman she grew up to become. Let me just say that. The things that she could do, and she's only 11 years old. I'm just saying. Amazing. But let me continue. Let me just continue. Imagine what she could have become. Oh, God. Think about that for a second, y'all. It would need, and she continued in this email, it would need a room that is not too big and not too small. We would need a couple chairs too, but I hope this does happen. I, for one, have heard from my friends and others about things that have happened to them, and I think this would be a fantastic thing. Have a great night. Go Dragons. So Elena hopes to build off of her daughter's idea and turn Felicia's fingerprints into a nonprofit dedicated to a healing and safe space for children. Let me just say, I have a huge place in my heart for you. I don't think you guys understand. I have a huge place in my heart for kids that deal with bullying, kids that deal with traumas that they shouldn't even be dealing with at such a young age. But one thing that shows to me here, not only does it show that she was really looking for someplace, a sanctuary, a place that she can get her frustrations out, talk amongst other people that are going through these things as well. It just shows what kind of person she was too. That she really cared for other people. That she really wanted to do something about it instead of just cowering in a corner and just letting and just hoping that the school year just ends quickly. She really was reaching out and trying to speak to somebody. She really was. And what hurts so much, on top of everything, is that you have a school that didn't do a doggone thing about it, according to the mother. There were many, many opportunities, many, many situations where the mother addressed things to the school, and even herself, even Felicia, reached out to the school and was basically saying, hey, y'all must be breaking laws for not listening to people like myself that are being ridiculed, that are being bullied in school. And the only response they had, instead of them actually listening to that and seeing that as a cry for help and saying, okay, what can we do to help with her? They went back, gave a good tongue lashing to the mother, and then told her mother to have her evaluated by her private therapist. Where's the logic in that? How does that help the situation? But these are the problems that we see in schools a lot of times. Okay, we hear stories, countless stories of mass tragedies that have happened. And they have warnings. There's red flags from these students. Just using that as an example, red flags from these particular monsters that walk in and do these things to the school, to teachers, and to students. Some of these schools have seen red flags and they just sweep it under the rug. They say nothing about it. They just let it be what it is instead of actually getting down to work. Because sometimes if you get in front of these certain things, it can actually helpfully prevent tragedies from happening. This 11-year-old girl, Felicia, who had a bright future. What a brilliant mind. should not have been found in that bathroom. Whether it was by her own hand or by somebody else, doesn't matter. The amount of bullying, the amount of ridicule should never have happened to her. Ever. And these schools need to be proactive. They need to get on these things. I don't understand why. I just don't understand why. Where's the logic? Why aren't teachers? Why aren't the administration staff, whatever you want to call them? Why does this happen? Why do they allow this to happen? Like within this particular school, why did they allow this to continue to happen? There have been plenty of red flags on so many other situations. And let me just bring this back up again. Adriana, happened in New Jersey as well. At her high school. Obviously different grades, but at the same time. Same amount of bullying. Same amount of ridicule. Same amount of stuff that she went through. Same amount. And these teachers just put their heads down and keep on walking. They allow this stuff to be going down. And I keep wondering, is it because they ain't getting paid enough? But even in my mind, I'm going, wait a second, it's still taking care of the kids, making sure the kids stay safe should not even be part of a level of pay, right? Oh, that's above, that's below my pay grade. That's ridiculous. Safety within these schools should be numero uno, right? So I still, like in my mind, I'm still trying to wrap around why. Why does this happen? Let me bring her back. Why does these things happen, and why are these schools allowing these things to continue to happen? Now, and let me just say this too. I'm not saying that every mass tragedy that we see out here in these streets, in these school streets, are all preventable. I mean, sometimes you just can't stop evil from happening. But there are some that could be stopped. There are some that if we just got ahead of it just a little bit, then maybe we can prevent these tragedies from actually happening, guys. This stuff is absolutely mind-blowing to me and heartbreaking. And when I think about how much work she put into just trying to get communication with the school, the fact that she had to send an email says a lot as well. You're telling me she couldn't have gone into the school, walked right into the main office, and had a conversation with somebody in there? They really just ignored all that ish? So she has to go to emails to get formal about this? And they still ignored it? There needs to be some serious investigation into this school. Period. Serious investigation into this school. Charlie Miller, thank you so much for the 2. The school is hiding something. Yeah, I mean, I feel like they are. And as far as we know, the mother, Elena, that's pictured right here with her daughter, Felicia, from my understanding, so far, she has yet to see this footage to see if this was actually an S or if this was foul play. It's unbelievable, y'all. Unbelievable. Let me make sure. I got a couple super chats. Let me grab these. But this is important. This is the reason why I'm like, all right, we're going to talk about this. We need to talk about Felicia because there's a lot of Felicias out here. in high school and in elementary school that are dealing with terrible kids. And what's even worse is that the teachers and the staff reflect how terrible the students are as well. By the fact that they're not willing to go in there and protect these kids that are being bullied. They just allow this ish to happen. It's unbelievable, y'all. Karen, thank you so much for the $5 super sticker. I really do appreciate it, sweetheart. Thank you so very much. And the real woo fatter. Welcome to the family. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Woo fader. That's what I meant. Thank you so much for becoming a member. And just like the real, I'm just going to call you the real for now. You can join the family by hitting that join button down below and becoming a member. Okay. I'd really appreciate it. And I appreciate you guys hearing me out on this. Real talk. I really do. This is very, this does grab at me. And I was researching this yesterday. And of course, we were watching something completely different. But I was like, we need to talk about this no matter what. This conversation needs to be brought in, squeezed in somehow on tomorrow at some point. So I appreciate you guys being here with me and talking about this. Okay. Charlie, again, thank you so much for the 5. Administration, I guess, will come after admin. I guess administration, I guess, will come after teachers. Should they tell the parents their child is being bullied? Admins are cowards, too quick to fold. Yeah, there needs to be a certain level of bravery, of investigation into these claims. Because I understand not every kid is really bullied. Sometimes maybe it's being over dramatized. It's over exaggerated. Those things can happen. But there are a lot of kids out here that are getting bullied and they're just getting ignored. Even the ones that are very vocal about it. This family, this young girl was very vocal about it. The administration, the school, whatever you want to call them, should have done something, and they ignored her. Absolutely ignored her. Michael T said, this story is more of a M than an S because the school did nothing to stop it. They can be facing charges as well. You know what? Michael T, you ain't wrong. And oh, the woo fat. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Thank you. Thank you, the real. I appreciate it. But that's a good point right there. That's a very, very good point, Michael T. Bang. Real talk. Very interesting. Okay. The real just said in the state of Wisconsin, there's zero bullying tolerance, and they do nothing about it. I guess I got to find someone to be an advocate for all these girls that are, getting. There needs to be some sort of protection regardless. Okay, there needs to be protection in this situation regardless. Okay, I feel like there's a lot of kids, okay, that are either they're getting harassed or they're getting approached inappropriately, etc. There needs to be serious action going on, proactivity when it comes to these situations. But again, this is not the only story where a young girl takes her life. Allegedly, apparently there was another one in California, if I'm correct, of another young girl that took, or a young person, I don't know if it was a boy or a girl, but took their life as well in the school as well. These are stories that we're hearing a lot. Not only are we hearing stories of kids showing up with weapons and going pew pew out here, pulling the trigger and acting a damn fool and causing mass tragedies, we also have kids that are dealing with serious mental health issues, battling with depression, battling with maybe grieving the loss of a loved one. And then on top of that, still getting bullied by a bunch of a-holes in school that are encouraging them to do something unthinkable to themselves. And that kind of stuff, there should be zero tolerance on, period, point blank. But even when you show proof, some of these schools are not even listening. And that's absolutely devastating, y'all. But again, I'm just going to say this real quick. I encourage every single last one of y'all that are watching this show that may be in high school, junior high. Shoot, if you're watching this show in elementary school, then I salute you too. But even college, kids are getting bullied in college too, guys. I just encourage you to speak up. And what's sad is if the school's not listening, you need to speak to somebody else. You keep talking, you keep saying what's on your mind, you keep saying what's wrong and what's bothering you until someone actually listens, period. Okay? If you talk to somebody and they don't listen, talk to somebody else. If they don't listen, talk to somebody else. If they don't listen to you, talk to somebody else. You keep talking until someone listens. Because guess what? I want you here on this side of the dirt because you're a blessing too. Don't you forget that. So there is that number, 988. Do not be shy to pick up that phone and call that number if you feel that you have no one else to speak to. But I'm telling you right now, there are people out here that love you, that cherish you, that want you to be safe, and that want to hear what you are going through. And they could be right down the hallway from you. They could be right next door. They could be sleeping right next to you in the same bed with you right now as we speak, because we all go through some things. Whether we are a kid, whether we are adults, we all go through some things. We all got hard times. That's what life is. We have our ups and we have our downs. But what matters is when we have somebody next to us holding our hand to get us through those dark times. So stay strong and don't give up. Keep talking. Talk, talk, talk. That's all we have. That's the one power we have, is to speak. Our power of our voice. Keep talking until someone listens. Jada, thank you so much for the Joda, sorry. Thank you so much for the 5. And yeah, bullies do suck. They really, really do. They really, really do. Anyway, guys, that's the show. I appreciate you guys for being on here. I really do appreciate it. Sorry, Marlene, RN, thank you so much for the 10. I love you, Pascal. I love you too. Thank you for spreading awareness. Of course, I will always be here fighting. You want to know why? I was bullied all through grade school. And no one listened. No one. So when I hear these stories, It speaks to me greatly. And as much as I felt alone, I persevered. I kept my head down. And unfortunately, I wasn't lucky enough to have the friends around to be there for me. A lot of times I felt alone. In fact, a lot of times I felt like, man, you just got a few more months. Let's just get through it. And the reason why I say these things is because I don't want this to happen to your children. I don't want this to happen to you. I went through it. It was tough. It sucked. Things changed after, grade school. But I was made fun of. I was all kinds of different things. It was terrible. Terrible, y'all. And I would never wish that on anybody. I had to fend for myself and I had to stay strong. But a lot of y'all are very, very lucky to have those people around you that matter to you, that will actually listen. Technology, the resources in which we have now to reach out to forums, to hotlines, etc., do exist now. It's a lot easier to speak out and get your voice heard. It's a beautiful blessing, this technology. Yeah, I know it has a double-edged sword, but at the same time, there's a lot of blessings behind it. I've gone through my fair share of BS. I really have. But I'm still here. And until I am 6 feet under, I will continue to fight for those of y'all who feel like you're not being heard. I promise you that. Thank you.com for the 22 Canadian bucks. We need more of we need more as yourself speaking. Out for S is a serious public health problem that causes immeasurable pain, suffering, and loss to individuals, families, and communities nationwide. Yeah, you're right. You're right. We need the same energy all day long. We need so much work. We need the same energy when it comes to brown and black kids that are going missing. We need the same energy on the injustices that go on in the world. We need the same energy, even when it comes to getting a little girl help when she's getting bullied in grade school. We need that same energy every day. And I know it's a lot of work, but we got to put in the work. That's it. We keep doing a little bit more and more and more. Maybe the stuff will become less and less and less. That's what I'm hoping for. Charlie Miller, thank you so much for the 5. When it comes to anti-bullying laws, schools don't practice what they preach. Teachers can only do so much. Now, okay, it feels like you're saying two different things, but I understand what you're saying. Yes, it's true. Teachers can only do so much. But I understand where this young girl was going through. I understand where she's coming from. I do understand that, where teachers just turn the other cheek, or not turn the other cheek, turn the other way, avert their eyes, ignore, almost in a way like they're in on the joke too, that you're the butt of the joke. I've lived through that. I really, really did. And I'm telling you right now, teachers can only do so much, but sometimes teachers aren't even doing the much that they can do. And that's the problem. That is a very big problem. Okay. Michelle, some do even join in. I had a handful do that. Yeah. Man, I got some crazy stories. Man, I got crazy stories. Okay. Crazy stories that I still deal with or I still work through in my own mind. You know what I'm saying? We're not perfect. We all have issues. We all have things that we have to deal with, right? Personally, mentally, etc. Man, I'm telling you, some of these teachers did not give a damn. And I went through that. Trust and believe is an experience that you don't want your kid to go through, because it's a sad and it's a lonely place for any kid. Debbie, thank you so much for being a member for the past 14 months. And a shout out to Debbie for being one of the dopest, because we have other mods here and they're all dope too, but one of the dopest, one of the many dope mods that we have on this show. I appreciate you. She said 988 for help. Absolutely. Let's not forget that. Let us not forget that. Okay. UPSer, living the dream. Thank you so much for being a member for the past 17 months. In your membership chat, you said, write your local school board and state officials about bullying and teachers not listening. This is going on everywhere. Teachers need to be held accountable. I agree, because a lot of them, so some of them are in on the joke. I'm just being real. Some of them are in on the joke. And I've witnessed that. I actually got a teacher in trouble because I had to go down to the principal and make noise because I was the butt of a joke in the classroom. And she was there. This teacher was actually laughing at me as I'm up at the board doing some math equation. I'm a kid, y'all. I'm a little kid. And she's laughing at me while I'm trying to figure out a math equation with all the other kids. Man, I called her ass out. Hell yeah, I did. And she was this close from losing her job. While she's sitting there apologizing profusely and all that stuff, she still had her job. But at the same time, she was one of those people that made my time there a living hell. Just being real. But at that time, when I finally went to the principal and made a ruckus, they finally started to listen. But it took time, and it took me stepping up and saying something about it. And at that time, there were no emails like that. You're not emailing your elementary school. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have technology like that. Not like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's real. It does exist. D. Coleman, thank you so much for the 5. I'm very involved with my children. The son was bullied and no one did a thing to help us. The other parent threatened me and again, nothing. That's insane. You see what I'm saying? That's absolutely insane. And I get it that the parent's going to sit there and stand by their kid and be like, this is my kid. This is my pride and joy. He would never do that to nobody. He an innocent, right? But still at the same time, the fact that you're getting threatened instead of actually having a conversation like an adult with the adult is mind-blowing to me, y'all. Mind-blowing. Okay? T. Williams, what's up, T? He said, teachers are like cops. Teachers like cops are not all one and the same. That's true. There are people in both fields who are great, and there are some who should have never been in that profession. You're absolutely right. You're 110%. Because this is not a monolith, okay? This is not something where I'm saying, hey, all teachers are bad. Hell no. No. This is an ATB, okay? I ain't saying that, okay? I'm not saying that. Some schools have the greatest pick of the litter of teachers, and some of them Really do not. Okay? But at the end of the day, we all need to be more conscious, more aware. Our teachers need to be more aware as well. Unfortunately, we live in some crazy times, and they're coming in. This evil is coming in all different angles, y'all. It's not just one angle. It's not just mass tragedies. Some kid coming in with a weapon and causing mass tragedies. It is also, the weapons are also happening on our phones. It's coming through the social medias. It's all these things that are going on. It's everywhere. We have to be agile, and our teachers need to be agile as well. Okay? We really, really need that. It's just unfortunate, but you are absolutely right, T, because I don't want to I don't want to get it twisted. There's some really great teachers out here. Okay? And T is an amazing educator. Okay? Shout out to my boy T. Okay. But there's some really bad apples out there in the teaching world. And also in the world of the ones that actually run the schools too. There's some really bad ones out there too, unfortunately. Okay. Not in every school, but in some. They do exist. Kimberly in Japan, thank you so much for the 1,000 yen. Thank you so much for the 1,000 yen. Bullying is everywhere. Me, my brother, my kids. Yes, because we were a different color. My brother's teacher even said he needs to learn how to put up with it. I try to teach my students better. The only thing you can do, and it's tragic that you had to go through that, and that your brother had a teacher saying he needs to learn how to put up with it. Like, I feel like that is something that you hear from your uncle. You feel me? Not your mother-loving teacher. You feel me on that? But I'm glad that you, as an educator, you are transcending from the BS, transcending from the negativity, and trying to teach different. The only thing we can do as a people is to stop the cycle. Think about that for a second. But thank you for that, Kimberly. T, unfortunately, currently we're scraping the bottom of the barrel in both professions. These careers are no longer desirable. Society has failed these two fields simultaneously, and it starts at home. You're absolutely right. It most definitely starts, you're right with the whole thing. It definitely starts at home. Okay. I agree with that. And yes, a lot of these teachers, I mean, shoot, I'm seeing these viral videos of teachers quitting, like in school, being like, I don't even care if I get paid today. Just packing up their stuff and saying, chucking up the deuces and being gone. It's sad because a lot of these professions, even the medical field, and I'm not talking about the doctors, I'm talking about the nurses. Okay. A lot of people, they're just run ragged to the point where, or the schools are becoming even more volatile to the point where they're just like, teachers can't even take it anymore. Kids are getting into fights more often, or they're going off on teachers, not giving a damn. There is no discipline within these kids as well. Or some of these teachers, just to say it on the other side of the fence too, some of these teachers out here don't know how to keep their cool, or don't know how to keep their hands to themselves as well. So then they start losing their doggone minds, and then they become a viral video on TikTok. Or they really are quitting and saying, I'm out. Figure out the periodic table by your damn selves, kids. I don't even care if I get paid today. Bye. It's bad. So T, you were absolutely 110% right. It's bad out here. And I don't know what needs to be done to make it better, to make it flow better. There's a lot of things that are going on with kids that I don't even know what's going on. And it makes me feel or sound like an old head saying that. You know you getting old when you say something wrong with these kids. These damn kids, they're getting crazy. These kids. Isn't that true? Now I feel like I'm an old man. Thanks, T. I appreciate it. But at the same time, kids are being crazy. They're getting crazier now. I'm just telling you. It's the truth, though. These kids are going crazy. And then at the same time, we got teachers that don't know how to handle that crazy. And then, of course, we just got teachers who just don't give a damn anymore. They're like, hey, I work so many hours. Shoot, the supplies I have in this classroom, I bought with my own money. I got after I do this, I still got to go bag groceries at the local grocery store just so I can keep the lights on in my house with my 3 kids and my wife. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. So I can see why there are a lot of teachers not giving a damn in a way, but they need to start giving a damn, because the I don't get paid enough can't be the excuse. That's just whack, and you should go get another job. The world needs way more baristas, so go ahead, do your thing, okay? But there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way. And both sides of the fence are absolutely crazy right now. And that's the sad thing about it. Let's see. So Bob said, teachers were my mentors growing up. But that doesn't seem to be the case anymore. Yeah, in high school, I had some great mentors. And college. Great mentors. Great. Okay. But yeah, I notice now more than ever, it's very rare to see, to see the connection, the collaboration of minds, young minds with older minds collaborating, right? Inspiring these young minds, etc. It's very rare that you hear about that teacher's amazing. You need that guy. You need to have a class with him. I haven't heard that kind of thing in a long time. I haven't heard anything like that in a long time, guys. But that doesn't mean that there aren't great teachers out there. There are. But they might be, I don't know. They're out there, okay? They're out there. And some of them are in these schools. Even in this school that we're talking about with Felicia, okay? There's some great teachers out here. But they're not getting the pay nor the respect or love that they deserve as well. And so I could see it being a hard time. But a kid going through a traumatic experience, a kid or kids being bullied and all that should be looked at with seriousness. And not, I'm tired, I got things to do. No, these kids, you're doing this for the kids. So act accordingly. Anyway, guys, I appreciate all y'all for being here. Okay, thank you so much. Sorry for the false ending of the show. All right, I lied. I just felt like I wanted to share that piece with you guys. Okay, because we've all gone through some BS. We've all gone through some trash growing up in our lives. Okay, that's what life is all about, right? Go through things, persevere, and get stronger for it, right? But I do want to say again, you're not alone. Please, if you have to, call 988. That is the hotline for prevention, prevention. Please do so. My thoughts and prayers go out to Felicia's family. May this young girl rest in peace. And again, man, that was potentially a brilliant mind that we just lost as well. But I hope that through her passing, we could do something with that so that her passing is not in vain. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you guys. Hit that like button down below. That'd really mean a lot. Okay. And do not forget to crush that subscribe button. All right. Crush it. That would really mean a lot too. But hey, most importantly, share this feed. Share this story. If it's just sharing the article on your social medias, just do that. It's fine. Okay. As long as this story gets out here, because this family deserves transparency and justice. Okay. Oh, shoot. Hold up. Charlie Miller, thank you so much for the 5. My college professor was the one who encouraged me to be a teacher. Teachers are humans. We have breaking points. You know what? You're right. Teachers, yeah, hashtag teachers are humans too. You're right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. All right. Okay. But yes, again, not here to bash teachers. Not here to bash teachers. Just trying to bring some light to a situation that really needs to be lit. Okay. So I appreciate all y'all for being here. Really does mean a lot. Okay. But it's time to get going. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll be talking to you guys very, very soon. Oh, and also I picked up this book. So I'm about to do some summer reading. I got a summer reading book list, and I'm starting the summer reading list off with this book. Apparently it is fire. I'll let you guys know what I think of it when I get done with it. All right. But anyway, guys, it is time to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.